Hey guys, Jackye Mumphrey, the real estate maven, and want to share a couple things with you guys today during this little ride along. I've got to go open up a house in Sandy Springs for a customer that wants to take another look at it. Then I've got to go to Buckhead and show 3 condo units today. And then I'm going to come back over to Cobb County to open up a house for another lady interested in a rental property. And so I just wanted to share a couple of things off the top of my head, some things that I've been working on. I've got about 30 clients and customers that I'm working with right now in different aspects. Those looking for multifamily units. I have people selling multifamily units. I wish I could link them up, but I can't. I would love to link them up together. I've got out-of-state buyers, out-of-state sellers. I don't do any rental representation anymore, and those I'm going to refer out, but I got a couple people who've contacted me about trying to find a place to rent. So it's a beautiful, beautiful Friday. It's Good Friday. And I'm going to go out and see who is ready to do some real estate deals today while we have a break in the weather. It's been raining quite a bit, which is always a good thing when you're out house hunting. Some people kind of sit back and wait till there's better weather to either put a house on the market or to buy one. If you're a buyer, get out there and look at houses in the rain. There's a lot of things that get revealed in the rain that you wouldn't ordinarily see, like puddles and smells tend to come up when the humidity level outside goes up. Musty basements start to make an appearance that may have not smelled musty before. So it's always a good time, a good idea to go and look at houses in the rain. And you can also see how the water runs off the property as well to see if it's going to be a problem. As a seller, if you have a buyer who is coming to look at your house in the rain, that means you have a hot buyer who is motivated, and you need to let them in, wet shoes and all, to take a look at your property, because at the end of the day, they are customers and your house is the shop. So when you are open for business, you're open for business, and you let your customers come in to see what you've got and make you offers and put contracts on your property. So a couple of learning lessons that I wanted to share with you guys this week. I've been in the business for 20 years this year, and it's always an evolving, revolving, learning thing. Every day I learn something new, and it's either in how to work with people, how to do a new trick in the bag for selling houses, or a lesson learned either through my own experience or the experiences of other colleagues of mine. And wanted to talk about, in particular, sellers. If you've got a house that you've had on the market for a little while, you're going to get people that write you low offers because they're going to try to test your motivation and what your level of interest in selling is. My advice that I'm going to usually only give advice to clients, but my advice to that would be to counter every single offer you get. It's best to be humble, because what I find is sometimes people will have things on the market and they'll get a buyer that comes along, and the buyer will come and say $10,000 off the price, and then they want closing costs. And sometimes the offers are ridiculous, and I'll be the very first person to admit that sometimes they are. But sometimes, buyers don't really know where they want to come in. They just know that they need to ask for a discount, because otherwise they don't feel that they have, protected their interests the best way that they can. And it's an attempt to avoid overpaying. I'm not saying give your house away. I would never tell anybody that, but it's almost impossible to give it away in this market, because even if you priced it low, you're going to get multiple offers that will bid up, typically up to your price anyway. So you go from trying to sell a property to basically auctioning it off to the highest bidder and drudging up excitement, enthusiasm for people to buy your product. But if you have a house and you've had it on the market for 3 or 4 months, and then you finally get it down to a price that's going to trigger a sale, okay, and people want to will and deal with you, go ahead and will and deal. That's the name of the game. Don't just throw like they say, throw the fish back in the ocean. You got it on the hook. Now it's just a matter of coming to a meeting of the minds. Another thing that's kind of a personal pet peeve of mine is when people talk about, that's my final offer. And I think people feel like they want to say that because it feels like they're real estating, so to speak. There's no such thing as a final offer. Final offers, really what you're saying is, I don't want to deal with you anymore. Unless you're going to buy at this price. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to look at any more offers from you. I don't want to talk to you anymore. You're basically telling your buyer, your shopper, your customer that you don't want to will and deal with them. You don't want to barter. You don't want to negotiate. And sometimes that is the only buyer that's going to buy it. If you've had a home on the market for 3 months and you consistently get showings a week, say you get 2 showings a day, 3 showings a day on the weekend, and no one is writing offers, that means you found the one sucker, so to speak. They're not suckers, they're clients, but you found that one person that's going to pay you your price, and they want to negotiate on terms, or they want to shave a little bit off the price, and you say no. I tell people I can only negotiate with those who are negotiable. So sellers, be humble. This market is only going to be this market for so long, and you need to understand that buyers are wanting to negotiate. They are wanting to find deals, not necessarily run away like they stole it kind of deals, because those don't really exist in the market like they used to. But they want to feel that they got a deal, and usually a discounted price is cheaper than your next price reduction. So remember that. All homes that are on the market for 30 days and they have not sold, with having an abundance of buyers that go through and no impediments in the way of showings, meaning you don't have, a hard to get to property, a hard to see property, a tenanted property, a property in bad condition, a property that's in a really bad neighborhood, a property that's in a horrible school district. If you don't have any impediments like that, and you're getting buyers to come and look at your house and no one's writing your overpriced. So I think I beat that dead horse with a bat as much as I possibly can. Buyers, on the other hand, you should not whatsoever be in the marketplace looking at homes without speaking to a money manager, a financial planner, a loan planner, mortgage planner, loan officer, loan consultant, a banker, mortgage broker, whatever you want to call them. They're all basically people that loan money for houses. Unless you have spoken to one, it's assumed that you do not have the ability to purchase. I talk to buyers a lot, every day in fact, and some of them, are introduced to me through other people. Some find me on the internet, some find me out and about, if I wear my name tag or whatever. Some of them walk into my office, and sometimes I get people who will say, or they watch me here on YouTube, and sometimes I'll get people say, like, I'll give you an example. I had a gentleman a couple weeks ago call me, and he said, found you online, and I'm from, I think he said Tennessee or something, Kentucky or Tennessee or somewhere, and he wants to buy a property because he feels that he's paying too much in rent, and he doesn't know when he's going to buy. It could be now, or it could be a year from now. He wants to know what's out there in the market. He wants to see properties and see what's out there. He doesn't want to have his credit pulled. He doesn't want to talk to a mortgage planner, and he doesn't want to sign a representation contract. So he wants an agent to show him some properties between now and a year from now for him to make his decision. And so I asked him, I said, so you want to hire me, or you want me to work for you to show you properties for up to a year without getting pre-approved to know that you have the ability to purchase? Essentially, you want me to work for free. And I said, I could charge you, or have somebody on my team, because I don't really do that. I can charge you per house to open up the house for you to see whatever house you want to see. It's $50 per door. And he said, well, I don't believe in paying somebody to show me houses. And I said, well, how do you think a real estate agent gets paid to show houses? So of course, there's a contract that's commences and goes to closing, and that's how the agent gets paid, is after they've done all the work. So essentially, he wants someone to work for free with no obligation to do business with them, be unprepared to purchase, meaning not have a pre-approval, no proof of cash funds for up to a year. Now, if you were to go to your job and your boss said, I want you to work for me for a year, up to a year, with no guarantee of getting paid, would you do it? And especially if you didn't even know, you just wouldn't do it. I don't even have to go on further on in that example. You guys get my point. So I respectively declined wanting to work with him, because at the end of the day, I can choose whom I want to work with. I'm an independent contractor, and I choose what people I want to do business with. So I respectfully declined working with him, and he seemed to kind of get an attitude about it. Now, every once in a while, I'll get a friend who will call me from an unknown number, and they'll call and they'll say, hey, I want to do real estate with you. You're the number one broker. I want to buy a barn, but I only want 2 square feet of a barn, because they're joking. So sometimes, you're wondering if you're talking to somebody just teasing you and wasting your time as a friend of yours. But no, he was serious. So if you're watching, guy, do know that that's not normal. You're going to have to engage a realtor and show them that, in sincerity, that you want to buy and get pre-qualified. And it probably would make you have to pay a upfront retainer fee for their services and for their time. So buyers, make sure you get pre-approved. Sellers, make sure you are negotiating and countering all offers, even the most ridiculous, stupid offer. Even if you got an offer on the house for $1, counter the offer, because oftentimes the buyers don't know what they want to pay. They just know they don't want to pay full price. So those are my lessons with that today, that I want to share with you guys. A couple other things in the market. This summer, I feel, in my expertise, that we're going to kind of start to get to see the top or the crest of the market as far as values. I have been seeing a lot of price reductions in the market. I have been seeing a lot of houses come and go. Like they'll be on the market, and then 3 months later they're off the market unsold. I've also seen them doing price reduction after price reduction. So there's a lot of buyers in the market, and what I'm seeing and what I'm gathering just from the buyers that I take out, they're not buying anything anymore. They're not just buying anything. They used to do that back in the day. They don't do that anymore. So a lot of them are just waiting until they see the house that they really want. They don't want houses that need to be painted, that need carpet, that smell like dog, that have trash, that have stuff in the yard, a lot of landscaping needs. I'm finding that sellers who have houses that need a lot of work want the same price for their house as homes that are in stellar condition, that are immaculate. They're wanting the same price because they don't see that their house is in a dissimilar shape. They just see, well, that's sticks and bricks over dirt. My house is sticks and bricks over dirt. I want to get their price, even though the buying public can see the difference clearly. It's like night and day. You might not be able to tell the difference between a Toyota and an Avalon, but a lot of people can see the difference between a Toyota and a Lexus. Okay, so it's kind of one of those things where you have to have a buyer's eye when you're selling your property, not from your own eyes, because you're used to the floors creaking, you're used to the light bulbs not working, you're used to your grass being unmowed. But your buyers who are seeing it for the first time, are judging the house. And I would say put forth your best effort the same way you would if you're going out on the town and you want to dress nice. You want to make a presentation. It's the same thing with your house. Sellers, I find, are not wanting to do any repairs on the property. Again, they want to sell them as is. So they need to price them that way in order to get them moved. If your house has been sitting on the market for more than 30 days without a contract, and you've had an abundant amount of people look at it online as well in person, then it's your price. 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 So think about that. It's your price. I very rarely have found that a house that's priced over the market will sell overnight. It just doesn't work that way. You know, with all the Zillow and the Redfins and Realtor.com, all the realtors gave all away their trade secrets. They gave away their whole bag of knowledge to the world on the internet, so everybody can see what everybody's house is worth. Everybody can see all the photos you put on the internet about your house. Everybody can see the school scores that your house is located in. Everybody can see everything. There is no more hiding or shading the truths of things. People get home inspections, so you can't fake it on the repairs. Like a home inspection is almost as good as an x-ray, except they can't see through walls. So, you know, there's no more hiding. Price it to get it sold so that you can move on and open up that equity into either paying off bills or opening that equity to buy a car, which I don't recommend, but some people do. Paying off student loans, paying off other debts, paying for some college kids' loans, paying for, you know, or putting the money to go buy another asset, or using the money to start a business or to run a business. There's so many things that equity can do, and that phantom $2,000 or $3,000 that you're going to try to get doesn't exist. It's monopoly money until it's actually in your bank account. So those are my little lessons today. I know I'm starting to ramble, but just wanted to share some thoughts that are off my head while we're on this ride along with me today. And again, I am here now at the top of the perimeter, heading into Sandy Springs to open up a house and see what these people think, and then run into Buckhead to show a couple of condos, and then back over to Cobb County to show a property there on this fine Good Friday here in April. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and as always, for your support. If I can help you buy, sell, or invest in some Atlanta real estate, give me a call at 678-929-8330, or visit my website at therealestatemaven.net. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.